Hello, Tubbet fans. Welcome to a very special video. This is a documentary called What Makes the Chupacabra. It follows the humble beginnings to the internet blow up of one Spike the Chupacabra. To start the documentary off, we would like to invite TJ, Spike's creator, to say a few words and give a brief history of Spike. Check it out.
It was my freshman year in high school, and I was known as making puppets, but not these kind of puppets. It was more like marionettes. And it was April 15th, and I was watching The Muppet movie, the first one. And I was so fascinated by the puppets on that. It's so cool. The Fozzie, the Kermit, how they did everything was super fascinating to me. And I was doing my laundry, folding my socks, hanging up the shirts, the normal stuff. And I was working on my socks, and I took the black sock and I put it around my hand. And I put it around Kermit by the TV, and I was looking at, it was the end of the movie where Kermit's in the cowboy hat, end of the movie where he's standing up with, talking to Hopper, and he's just there. And I'm like, what if I took the body outline of Kermit and make it the gray blackish as the sock and just make him a reptilian creature that I'm not really copying Kermit. So I did that, and the next day I went to school. I took 2 extra plastic spoons, and I went to the art room after lunch, and I made this creature. And I've been sketching it all through school, all through my classes. This reptilian, fangs, maybe forearms, wings, horns, array of teeth in the mouth. I was just figuring out something. I wanted a reptilian looking creature. So I went to the art room, took that plastic spoon, I painted cardboard white for the fangs and the spikes, and I put black dots in the Sharpie, using the Sharpie for the plastic spoons. And then I put all the pieces together, and I ran out of black socks. I only had 2 pair. And then I took 1 pair, cut them right in half, made the arms, and then 1 pair was the body and the head. And then I called him Drax the dinosaur. And that's how Spike came along. It was just me gluing things together and trying to get that body shape of Kermit. And that's where it started. So I made Spike April 16th. And then the next few months, Spike kind of grew as a character. He was originally called Drax the dinosaur. And then Drax the whatever, Spike the monster, Spike the whatever, to Spike the Chupacabra. All in that 4-ish months. Spike was practically a gag. He was just to entertain my classmates. He was in the school announcements. He was at school events. He was just there to entertain the crowd. It was not really a purpose for him. And he wasn't really the face. He wasn't the mascot. He was just one of the puppets that I had, and I was easy to perform because he was my voice. But Spike kind of evolved when we started making the Toppet show. But before I got the chance to do the show, I was trying to figure out how I'm going to use this character in another way. When I was at the point where he was called a dinosaur, I was going to make a sci-fi dinosaur show. And I kind of lost that vision. And then I was given the chance to do the Toppet show, and it was a kind of a parody of the Muppet Show in a way, but for our school. And Spike kind of evolved through there, and Spike is still evolving and growing as a character. He's not like Mickey Mouse or like Bugs Bunny that he's like stuck in like this capsule, He will grow, he will evolve, he will change, he will act like me and you, And he's growing up. So Spike will deal with new topics and new themes and deal with new issues, just like me and you. And that's what I think Spike is still around, because there's so much things you can tell with the character. The end of my sophomore year to my junior year, where people started talking to Spike like he was a living thing and not as like a prop or an object. They were literally having deep conversations with a puppet. And that showed me that my performance was doing really great, or they're just playing along. Maybe one of the two. But that showed me that this is a character that people enjoy and they can have a conversation with. And it felt real, and it felt real. And I lost myself in the performance, just having one-on-one conversations during messing around during play practice or scouts. People were really loved the character, and he felt like part of the family. And that's when I realized Spike was more than just a puppet. He was like me and you, alive. To be honest, I didn't really plan anything for Spike in the beginning. He was just a puppet, you know? But over the years, through my performance in the announcements, to the Topic Show, to live events, we saw Spike grew. And through like normal conversations I had during scouts or through the art room, which is messing around with Spike, the stuff that he said that stuck with the character, like Skittles. I just said that in the whim. And somebody asked, "What's your favorite food?" Like those things just stuck. So I feel like Spike kind of created his own character. I didn't plan anything. I didn't even plan that he would still be here today, but people loved him, so he stays around. So, to be honest, I didn't plan anything. He told me what he wanted to be. I have been told multiple times by multiple different people that me and Spike are very similar. But to be honest, I don't see it. Spike is very gentle, very innocent, very loving. He's a great leader. And he sees people for who they are. And he's so great under pressure. And I am none of those things. And I wish I was. Spike is very, very pure in a way. But he's human. You know, he makes mistakes and he has done things he's not proud of, just like we all. And maybe in a way I can see myself in Spike. Our life journey are very similar because we kind of grew up together, I guess. But yeah, I think in a way we are, but not really. But our interests, we have around the same interests in life, music and film and stuff. So there's some ways I can get into the character. And one way that helps me get into the mindset of Spike is the laugh. That laugh, I'm like hooked in to the character. Well, in the beginning, the hardest thing was operating the head. The head is very soft and it's kind of like Kermit's head, so it can do a lot of emotion. But trying to figure that out and kind of getting like a picture in my head, all the different movements. And when can I use them at a right time? You know, if I do this, it just looks weird. So I need to figure out when is a good time to make a funny face, or just I had to play around with the head. And another way when I was building the first Spike was how to put on the fangs. On a soft head like this, you have big fangs. How do you a good place to glue them? How to place him on the puppet? That was a really hard part. But it was really just to mess around, and I had to really figure out how do I operate this character. Well, I have seen and dealt with a lot during my years as Spike. But what takes the cake as the hardest thing I have done was being part of this variety show. It was in my senior year in high school. They're going to do the Caribou Net and Friends, this variety show. And the director wanted Spike to be in the show. They also wanted me to sing Rainbow Connection. I'm not really a singer, and I'm not really good at singing. So I knew This was a big opportunity, and I cannot mess this up because this will be in front of not just my classmates and teachers, but also the community. So I really practiced hard, and I did 3 nights of doing the variety show, and at the end of the day, I'm proud of that performance. And I'm kind of surprised that I sing that well those nights. But yeah, that was the hardest thing that I can recall. Spike kind of taught me a lesson, and I just realized it recently. I feel like I should let the character or the show or the script or the film take control of the creative process. I had a good vision of what I wanted Spike to be, but at the end of the day, Spike told me, what do you want it to be? So I need to stop overthinking everything in the creative process and just let it flow naturally. And as an example, I gave you an example of Spike, but for Kirby, the alien, I just built him just for that creative thrill, you know? And then he became what he is today. But when a character where I plan every small detail about what fabric I'm going to use, what size eyes he's going to have, every small little detail down to the stitch, I don't love the character that much. And then you guys don't like that character, like Marty the Meerkat, or Jojo the Joybird, or Reagan the Anteater. Do you remember those characters? No. But I put so much work in every small detail to build those characters, and I don't know. I felt like Spike kind of taught me in a way. Just let the creative process take control, and don't think about all the small details. And that's just how I think about things now for my movies, short films, shows, scripts, comics. I think about that all the time now. Just let it be what it needs to be. A fun fact for you, Kermit the Frog has that iconic collar is to hide the seam between the neck and the body. And that is the same reason why Spike has the neckerchief, is to hide the seam. I'll bring it close to you guys so you see what I'm talking about. Right here is the connecting seam. To hide that, we just have the neckerchief. So that's a little fun fact why Spike has the neckerchief. And it's also pretty special, this neckerchief, because it's from a Build-A-Bear Woody costume. And I'm a huge fan of Woody. So I kind of wanted a piece of that character into this character. So that's why Spike has the neckerchief. I don't want to sound arrogant or give myself a big head or anything like that. But people love this character. They treasure this character. Not just kids, but adults too. Spike is made for everybody. So I gotta be respectful and truthful to Spike in my performance. Not from the Toppet show, but also TikTok, Instagram lives, live interactions, live shows. I gotta make sure Spike is one, not a version or a knockoff or something. I gotta make sure every footage, any content with Spike is Spike. And that's a big responsibility. People love this character, and I gotta make sure Spike is Spike at the end of the day. And he doesn't swear, he doesn't do this, that, or that. He is Spike, he loves you, he's proud of you. That is Spike. So I gotta make sure I am following that message through my performance of the character.
Let's introduce our interviewees. These are some of Spike's greatest friends and collaborators.
Hello, my name is Kevin, I'm from Costa Rica, and well, I'm the guy behind Roommates. I built these guys, and well, I made the show. So that's who I am, puppet builder and manga artist, I suppose.
Hello, my name is David Queasel. I am a puppeteer, Muppet enthusiast, mostly active on social media.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tricia Peach, and I used to teach at the middle school and the high school as a substitute teacher, and I had TJ Schubert as one of my students. off and on, and that's where I met Spike.
Hello, all of you Toppet fans out there. My name is Mrs. Nelson, and I was TJ's art teacher when he was in high school.
Howdy. Now I'm here today to talk about one of my favorite animals out there in the world, Spike the Chupacabra. If y'all haven't met Spike, he's a pretty special guy. He tries to spread joy and love and compassion everywhere he goes.
And now, a brief history of the Toppets.
He was in my class from his freshman year all the way through his senior year. So it was really fun to witness the creation of not only the Toppets, but the creation of this passion that TJ had. The beginning of the Toppets was actually an assignment where TJ was required to make a marionette. And he made a marionette, I believe his name was T-Jar. And he was made out of clay, and he really did kind of function and dance. That was the beginning for TJ. And he took that to an art competition and scored really, really well. After that, TJ started experimenting with different forms of puppetry, and Spike was born. Spike became quite a member of the school at New London High School. He was greeted daily by other students. He was certainly greeted by students in the art room. And TJ, from there on, became quite a personality. And it was really fun to watch him grow in that as he grew through high school and started progressing and building the whole Toppet empire that he created.
What does Spike mean to you?
I love him. I love anytime I see him on the show. It doesn't matter if it is on the Toppet show or if it is a cameo in another show from its channel. I love him. It's kind of happiness that it means to me.
Spike's an inspiration to others. Spike is funny, creative, and unique in our scouting world. Spike shows what scouts can do.
Creativity, entrepreneurship, taking and making a character that did not exist and bringing it into the world.
I think for me, Spike means creativity. He means vision. He means, a process, because Spike was created and has grown and developed his own personality and his own existence, basically. And so that's all connecting back to the creative process that creative. So to me, Spike means creativity, I think.
What does Spike mean to me? Well, that's a good question. I guess it means stamina, loyalty, gumshoe. He has been on for a while. He keeps plugging away. How many Chupacabras out there do what he does? As far as I can tell, he is the only Chupacabra that I know of that lives in a cold climate state where the rest of his family lives in probably New Mexico, Texas, and across the border in Mexico. So he came north for some reason and he has not left. So yeah, so Spike means, I don't even know what I answered to that. Just what does Spike mean? Spike's cool. He's a good pal.
Few things come to mind. Bandana, for one, comes to mind. Red bandana, Skittles, and long teeth. Yeah, like little. Yeah. Fun, zany, witty, comical, host, short.
Why don't you tell us about your first time meeting Spike?
It was on TikTok. I was just watching videos and looking for something to do with my puppets, and I found Spike. And I say, what is this puppet? Because I didn't know if it was an animal or what he was. And I discovered he was a chupacabra, and it's it is the first and I think the only Chupacabra puppet I've ever seen.
I remember the first time seeing the Spike character, yes, because when I was in his class, he and another one of the students wanted to show me one of their shows and practice it. I was really impressed. I thought it was super fun, and I love the creativity that they made their own puppets.
The first time I ever met Spike and TJ was the first day of TJ's junior year of high school. I was new as a teacher, and it was very interesting to meet someone who had been so involved with puppetry. And I think the most iconic piece to that is Spike's red bandana, his voice, and his love for Skittles. All of those things just have always been so involved with Spike, and TJ made sure to always incorporate those things into every single video.
Spike's been around for a long time. I believe my earliest recollection of Spike was him coming to summer camp at Camp DeSomis in Rhinelander. Spike was a huge hit around camp, and not only with our scouts, but scouts of other troops loved seeing Spike.
He was one of the characters I saw on TikTok. I got familiar with TikTok very well during the pandemic, because of the pandemic, the free time to film and edit and upload YouTube videos was hideously reduced, but making TikToks takes minutes or mere seconds for me, so I got very active on TikTok, and that's where I saw Spike, and I even was lucky enough to collaborate with Spike on a few TikToks.
It was a long, long time ago, and it was, I think he was part of a homecoming skit that TJ and Carter worked on. And we were working on filming that to advertise the homecoming theme that was going on that year.
I met him maybe 3 years ago, and since then my life has been much better. Spike just brings that wonderful warm feeling every time I get to see him online. He's got wonderful friends. He's got a great style with those teeth coming out of his mouth. Honestly, Spike is a bit of a style icon. The world is definitely a better place because he's here.
The first time that well, actually not me, but Chad and Bunny from the Chad and Bunny Show met Spike was probably in 2020, late 2020, during the whole COVID issue. And we got together and did a parody of a slapstick kind of video with another character, Monday Mayday, and a whole bunch of other really cool characters across the country to do some kind of like smack 'em up, knock 'em down type of skit. And Spike was on ball, on point the whole time. So yeah, have to be 2020. And we've been pals ever since. Well, actually, Nutty and Chad and the rest of the NB Puppets have been pals with Spike. I only know him by, reputation. And, I'm a human, so I don't really exist in his world. But then again, maybe I do. I don't know.
Do I remember the first time meeting Spike? Via the internet, yeah, was the first time we met. And I could tell that he had a really good personality, very hardworking, very dedicated to his craft, just, willing to make the world happy by entertaining folks. That's like his thing, and he does it well, better than Kermit, better than the Frog, I think. Yeah, he as far as animals entertaining, and as far as chupacabras go, the only chupacabra that I can think is, the top of his game.
What do you think makes Spike iconic?
I don't know, his fangs, his spikes, and the way he loves the Skittles. But I really, really love his laugh. It's different. It's just a Spike. I don't know how to describe it.
Well, he's a Chupacabra for a start. I don't know any other Chupacabras on the internet, so he's very different in that regard. He's also fun. He's got a fun, cute look about him that differentiates from other puppets. Like, oh yeah, it's a puppet, but it doesn't look like a Muppet. It doesn't look like a ventriloquist character. It looks like something unique and distinct, which is cool.
Well, I think probably his blue fur contrasting with his red little handkerchief. I would say that's an iconic look and color combination. That's uniquely Spike.
What makes Spike iconic is that red bandana. You know, I think only person else that I think that has rose to fame and success that can also rock a bandana is Sheriff Woody. Sheriff Woody comes to mind as far as rocking a bandana and making it look good. Yeah, he's bringing the bandana back. Yeah. Most people, I believe, in the 90s and the 2000s would rock a bandana on their head. But for this generation, Spike is starting a whole new trend with the bandana around the neck.
When you think of Spike, does the name TJ have any importance to you?
Well, I don't know Spike face to face, so I don't know how he relates, so I can't really relate Spike and TJ. So I don't know.
I'm a puppeteer and a ventriloquist. I know that these characters to other people are very, very real. I know that we, the creators, take a piece of ourselves and put them into the character. So I always think of TJ. He's extremely creative, and is part of him that becomes each one of his characters.
Spike and TJ, TJ and Spike. I can't think of one without the other. The two are inseparable. It would be like thinking of Peanut without thinking of Jeff Dunham. TJ created Spike, created his persona, created his love of Skittles. He inspired scouts, friends, and family members with his creativity. TJ will forever be remembered as the creator of Spike the Chupacabra.
My obvious answer is, of course, because TJ created Spike, and without TJ there would be no Spike. As far as the voice, all of the thought that goes into creating a puppet and things like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm a puppeteer myself, so I'm very well aware that a puppet can be very synonymous with its performer. So yeah, it's like, and I'm Facebook friends with TJ and stuff. I've interacted with him before, so yeah, it's like I see Spike, I see TJ, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I think that there's no way that you could separate TJ from Spike. They're two peas in a pod, and so anytime I think of Spike, I will always definitely think of TJ too.
I hear that there's a guy who knows Spike really well named TJ as well, and I've heard good things about that TJ character.
I'm sorry, who? Who's TJ? I know Spike and the Toppets and Larry and a lot of the other characters, but I don't recall there being a character named TJ. No. I mean, I briefly hear his name mentioned around, like he's got a hand in this and a hand in that. Just like I have a hand in some of the Chad and Bunny Natural Bridges projects. I'm a glorified coffee and tea provider and stuff. But TJ, no, I don't really associate him with Spike in any. I've never seen them together, and even if I did, Spike would not acknowledge it. So I don't know. Who's TJ?
TJ. I know he's like the guy that works like behind the scenes. I think he almost has like a hand in everything Spike does. But I don't think I've ever really talked to TJ much. More Spike. Spike is definitely more interactive. Is TJ like his manager? Is that his publicist? I don't really recall TJ. But Spike, he's the man, or the Chupacabra, as it were.
Spike the Chupacabra is essentially the Kermit the Frog of the Toppets. Much like Kermit, Spike is a natural-born leader who serves as the straight man among his group, but is also not above being a little goofy. You know, in a lot of ways, Spike reminds me a lot of his right-hand man, TJ. As the founder of the Toppets, TJ is very kind and intelligent, and is also very patient and encouraging with me and the rest of us Toppeteers. And that's exactly how he portrays Spike. While playing Spike, TJ doesn't have to worry about staying in character because he is the character. That's his alter ego. If you know Spike, you already know TJ.
What kind of impact do you think Spike has had on media?
Because he loves what he do. He loves running the Puppet Show. He loves what he do. He has passion and I don't know. He knows he has the power to do anything he need to do. So people must learn something about him, something from him.
Incredibly creative. He thinks of things that I never would. He writes all his own scripts, which I think is great. That's what do they say? Unsung. That people can take other people's scripts and use that, but it's amazing to me that he writes his own.
Spike is a contributor to the puppetry entertainment on the internet, which is, I think, a very important thing to have. Because, quite frankly, from where I stand, puppetry is definitely one thing that unifies people when other things don't. So Spike is a part of the puppetry community online, and he definitely makes it good. He adds to the goodness of the puppetry community online.
I think the world truly does need Spike's character because he teaches the skills that kids and adults alike both need, like overall people skills such as respect and kindness, patience, learning about other people, and just sharing just overall good vibes among the world and just making sure that you are being a good human or puppet in this case.
I think the world needs Spike because he is a reminder that we don't need to take ourselves quite so seriously and that it is okay to have fun and it's okay to go back to a state of childlike innocence. So he reminds us that we were little once and we can still have that kind of fun, carefree fun.
I think the world needs Spike because, again, him and his friends express humor, comedy, laughter, the love of Skittles, you know? I think the world needs more of that.
What's a Spike moment that really stands out to you?
My favorite Spike moment, I think his first appearance on the Puppet Show, first episode. I still remember that episode and I love it. I love it so much because I can see from that moment till now all the process and how big it has became. And of course, the new Christmas special. It's amazing and I love it.
One of the funniest Spike moments that comes to mind is we were just having a ton of bloopers in one of our recording sessions in the classroom, and I wear typically very earthy tones, which are browns, tans, greens, and TJ decided to use Spike to insult me for my boring outfit when we were filming. And I don't even remember what I said, but I remember bursting out laughing and everyone just has made fun of my outfit since. So I purposely wore something a little bit more color appealing for the camera today as I knew I would be recording.
I have actually two that I'd like to share that are my favorite moments when I think about Spike. My first memory is that Spike participated in a talent show as a comedy act along with TJ. It was short at only about 2 minutes, but it was very funny and creative. When Spike did not win, he did get the largest round of applause and was the talk of camp. TJ is a shy, quiet kid, and here he was on the stage in front of a crowd, along with Spike, keeping us all in stitches. I was proud as a scoutmaster seeing TJ and Spike do their comedy show. My other memory was that Spike participated in an Eagle Court of Honor describing TJ's journey in scouting. To me, that was the most special thing, seeing TJ earning his Eagle rank with Spike being filmed delivering TJ's history. It was a special moment as I got to help TJ put this together, and it was truly magical seeing it live and the reactions of the attendees' faces, knowing they were a part of this special moment in TJ's life along with Spike.
I think my favorite Spike moment was during the holiday lip dub during COVID, when we were having the AV schedule, Spike playing the piano was, I think, one of my favorite Spike moments of all time.
That's a tough one. There's so many great moments with Spike. There's so many great videos and content with Spike. I think my favorite of all time would have to be the next video that he does. The next piece of content. It's always great stuff. Top tier. Chef's kiss. Perfect stuff. Great stuff. Amazing stuff. Spike is one of the greatest.
What are you hoping to see next from Spike?
Whatever Spike chooses to do, if I see it, I'll be like, oh, cool, what's he up to now? You know, I'm not going to be like, oh, why did he do that? I'm not going to do that. And he'll do what he wants to do. He'll make the art he wants to make, and I will watch it and enjoy it. That's because he's cool like that, you know. Let him be himself, just like I tell anybody. It's just like I'm being myself. I would tell other artists, be yourself. Do what you want to do, you know. It'll make you be the best version of yourself you want to be.
I hope the character stays much the same because I love the character, but I would love to see a wider audience. I'd love to see catch on and have a much wider audience.
And now some closing words from our interviewees.
Spike is kind of inspiration for me because he was doing something that I wanted to do, and it was doing something with and I'm talking about TJ too. He's kind of an inspiration for me because he was doing something that I wanted to do, work with my puppets, okay? And he was doing his show, writing the scripts and recording with the camera. It was something that I wanted to do and I didn't know how to do it. So thank you, Spike, thank you, TJ. I'm here in Roommates because of you. So inspiration, and I don't know. Thank you.
What else can I say about Spike? Spike became actually sort of an additional personality for TJ, and it was really fun to see the creation of Spike and many of the other characters, and as he developed his content and was searching for things that you guys might want to see and learn about from TJ. From the teacher's perspective, it was really fun to see TJ grow, and the fact that he has continued doing this post high school is really amazing. I'm now teaching in Neenah, and I have several students who are now watching TJ's videos. So a good job, TJ. I certainly miss seeing you, and make it a great day, art students.
TJ is graduated now and he's working his own company with different puppets and characters. I've moved on. I'm working as a hospice chaplain now, but I'm so happy to see how far he's come, and I'm excited to see how far he will go. All right, TJ.
You know what, Spike? Keep it up. I think big things are in store for you.
I believe the world needs Spike now more than ever. Spike means a lot to me and a lot of other people because there's a lot in the world going on right now, and it can be very scary at times. But while watching Spike, we can all just take a little break and enjoy ourselves. The Toppets remind us all that it's okay to have any emotions that we're feeling, and it's okay to not have all the answers.
Ladies and gentlemen, Spike the Chupacabra.
Wow! That was pretty cool. Well, I gotta say thank you for watching this entire documentary. It really means a lot to me that you watched it to the end. Some people don't even wait for the timer of a microwave, but you watched the entire thing. Well, thank you. I got a lot of thank yous to list off, but you're number one, so thank you. My first thank you, I want to say thank you to everybody that put this all together. Marshall, thank you for directing and gathering all these people together. I also want to say thank you to the editors and the camera people and the people in front of the camera and behind the camera. the people that asked the questions and answered the questions, thank you. I also got to say thank you to my fans, the people that we do this for. So thank you for sticking around. It's been a long time, and we're still going. So thank you for sticking with us. And thank you for the new fans for coming in. We got a lot of fun stuff. I also got to say thank you to the people that put me together, the people that were behind me. There was a lot of you, and I appreciate you. It really means a lot. You're the reason why I'm still here today. And one person I want to say thank you to, and that helped me put me together, is TJ. He has his hand in a lot of projects, and he made time for me. So thank you, TJ. And I also want to say thank you to the Puppet Stop. This YouTube channel did a great job putting this thing together. So thank you. The Puppet Stop has a great online store with original puppets, puppet parts, and puppet materials that you're not going to get anywhere else. So if you want a puppet like me, that's kind of weird to say out loud, but you want some puppet stuff? That's where you got to get up, okay? So if you have that creative itch, well, you can chase it there because they have everything you ever want for your puppet stuff. Puppet stuff. Stop. Huh. Puppet stuff and a puppet stop. Huh. I'm just rambling on, but again, thank you. And before I get all emotional here, I just want to say it's good to be here. And I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So, thanks, guys. Hey, I smell a bag of Skittles. Huh. Well, folks, I gotta go. Skittles are calling my name. Oh, man, I'm starving.
Well, I really hope this documentary or whatever this becomes inspires somebody. Maybe not for puppetry, but maybe for animating or writing of some kind. I hope somebody understands that you can make a difference. You can literally take a black sock and make a whole empire like I did. I wasn't planning on it. It just happened. A lot of hard work and dedication. All right? So I hope you take away that at the end of the day. Maybe I inspired somebody. Maybe I didn't. But who knows?